Today we randomly head out south to the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. There's the potential of us staying down there and camping out, but we'll see how that turns out later. Alright, so today we're doing something a little different. The first thing we're going to do today is we're going to check out the brick factory. So this place has been on my radar for like a few years. We're in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. We're like an hour and 35 minutes south of my house. And yeah, we're going to check it all out. This location, known on the map as the Brooksbrae Brick Factory, 1908, never got finished, suffered a fire. A bunch of the owners died and got stuck in situ, and it's really been here for 90-something years ever since. The location is incredibly easy to get to. It's on state game land, so you literally just pull off the side of the road and walk like 100 feet, and there it is. And everyone always comes here to tag everything. After the brick factory, I would head over to a marker that I saw on Google Maps. The location is just simply referred to as the Devil's Toothbrush. It is a very interesting scenic spot with a river with a bunch of very interesting looking trees in it. Currently in the Pine Barrens down in South Jersey. And I'm at a location on the map that's called the Devil's Toothbrush. I think it describes it pretty well. But all these little trees, this isn't even the best shot of it, but are all growing in the river. I say growing, they're dead, that's why they look like that, but there's some good ones over there that I forgot to walk around and take a picture of, but it's too late now. So this is where we're at now. I ain't shot that much video of the trip yet, because it's been whatever it is. So this piece of stone is in the middle of the woods. Like when I say the middle, it's in the absolute middle of the woods. The story behind this stone is that it was dedicated to Pomeroy, which died out here while he was hunting. The picture dictates a fox hunting a squirrel, and legend has it that all of his hunting dogs were at attendance of his funeral, which happened to also be at this state forest, while it was called a different name, however. So, I noticed that there's graffiti at the tank on the top, which means someone was absolutely out of their mind and climbed it. So now we are heading over another interesting little tidbit that I forgot on our way through. See a lot of the timbering over here where the tracks were. Most of the ties are removed in this section. So there's actually a geocache here, but I don't think we're going to find it. I just want to take a picture of the bridge. I think it's kind of cool. This is an abandoned railroad trestle that goes over one of the roads near where we're at. So it's just a cool little thing to see. Kind of whatever about the cache. If I can quick find it, I can. I don't care actually. I just want to see the sights. So from here, the trip takes a little bit of an interesting twist. The plan was to get a campsite at the state forest. There was almost nobody there as far as reservations go. I delayed doing all these side stops, and when I got there around and finally picked the site, which would have been 59, I approached the office, went online, and checked to make sure the site was still available, and to my dismay, every single campsite at the entire park was closed for the next 3 days for inexplicable reasons and not available for booking. So that changed the plan completely. So instead of being able to stay over, I now had to jump the whole trip forward, and my plan was to just drive to Batsto Village, which I would have done the next morning had I stayed over. Alright, so I wasn't able to find a campsite. So now we're driving to Batsto Village directly, and I'm passing this huge cranberry bog on the left side of me. You can see it from space. Huge, huge cranberry bog. And over here there's another one. They're everywhere. It's like miles and miles of cranberries. So that's where we're heading. I have seen this place come up on various photo groups on Flickr and other places, and the pictures I see are always really awesome, and I've actually been meaning to come down here for probably like, I don't know, 3-4 years. It's super far away. Like, this is like over 2 hours away. It's right up near Wharton Forest, which is a trip for a whole nother adventure. But this is the blacksmith shop. And what is the coolest thing about here, other than the fact that it's the blacksmith shop, which is, you know, obviously cool by itself, this wall of tools back here. Every little punch and round hole and square hole and different size. You don't make a drill, you just smash a hole through it with all different sized punches, and there's pieces of chain and all sorts of measurement tools, and gouges and grabbers and hookers and doodads, and there's a giant bellows over there, and there's a wheel over here for grinding, and then there's a banging thing over there and a bunch of different viceable things and some anvils, and you got your thing over there where you burn your hot stuff up, make it even hotter than it should be. Got a little motorized blower doodad there. That's pretty cool. So I'm at the wheelwright shop in Batsto Village, and I see this machine here, which is pretty sure it's like the world's first table saw. You can see in the bottom there's the up and down to decrease the cut angle, and then you can see the belt that comes out of the back. There actually is an electric motor on it, which is crazy, and then there's like a giant belt pulley, and then on the bottom there's like these pivotal things that move the wheels up and down so you can move it around, but they're on like a cam. It's actually quite unique. I've never really seen anything like it before. This item grabbed my interest because it seemed like a tub for making food or something, but this is actually a bath, I think, for pigs, because it's in the piggery. You would put a fire underneath here, and it would warm up the pot that you would, I guess, fill with water to give the pigs a nice warm bath. That's kind of crazy. This conveyor belt, it's literally made of the outside of wooden trees, shaped, beat to death. spinny belty thing here with all these gears. Freaking rollers on here and everything. There's something interesting with the grist mill. See that shaft? It comes through and then it goes into that gear rack and pinion, and it goes to this, transfers up to this wood piece. The top of that's actually been cut twice. If you look really carefully, it goes all the way down in here. Then it transfers out to this piece of rusted metal. It then goes to the sluice gate down there. And that stops or holds the flow to this turbine. Just a small little hole, and it comes out to be a turbine here. It goes into this turbine, comes out to this giant shaft. Giant shaft goes to a medium gear and goes into the thing.
To be honest with you, what I really came out here for was photography, and I probably took more pictures than I did take videos, so this is where you awkwardly get to see pictures the rest of the time through the video. Interestingly enough, this location also was at Wharton Forest, which means I could have got a campsite here as well. However, by the time I got out of the village, it was already 4:30, and I just felt like doing one or two last stops and then just going home. A short distance away from Batsto is the Amatol Raceway ruins, or more specifically what we're going to see here is the bunkers for the Amatol explosives plant that was in the middle of the raceway loop.
Yeah, this has a very bunker-esque feel to it. Holy crap, there's another one over there, and we need to keep looking, and we need to go inside. So, pretty cool in here. Just gonna film, do it later. This is like a little box, and then they got the rebar in here with the stabby bits in it. It's just a whole bunch of rooms inside each other. It doesn't look that interesting to me, really. The doors there's probably like vault doors in here or something. There's some sort of pass-through. There's somebody's phone number. That's just...
So these buildings are actually predate into World War I times, and back when they were looking for alternate explosives for the war, and they created Amatol. And it was short-lived here, and then they tore everything down and then built the raceway actually afterwards. And afterwards, nor the raceway, nor really the buildings, if anything, remains, and half the property is privately owned now.
It's a little bit smaller. It's only got the 3 rooms in there. There's nothing really super dusty, fantastical. Same thing over here. They're out in the middle of nowhere. Somebody set the stick on fire over there. See, there's nothing really here. Some big buildings with a lot of brick. Some missing chopped out floors. Big ass trees growing inside. You know, some graffiti. Giant concrete bunkers in the middle of the woods. So here's what it is. What am I going to tell you? I mean, looks like somebody's been shooting it up nice over here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's another one. You see the windows in there? There's pretty thick windows and doors and a beam roof. We got these little doodads over here.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little short video. I don't know what else I would have done even if I camped out other than just had a fire. It was getting to the point where the temperature was like in the 38s. So it would not have been that comfortable of a trip. As a matter of fact, my plan was to just sleep in the car and not even like put a tent up or anything. Possibly even just like sleep in the middle of the woods somewhere, which I could have very well still done, but there's not. We'll definitely have to go back again another year and check out the Wharton Forest and a few more landmarks and things to that nature over there. There's photogenically a ton of stuff to take pictures and video of. It's hard. It's a long distance to travel as well for me.